reality is we're just starting this journey. And this is just new vehicle sales, we're not even talking about. So what other pathways to reach sustainability? What is the best energy carrier to enable this transformation? In case of electricity, of course, we store the electrical energy that's coming from the primary energy source. We store it in the battery and then we use it in the e-motor. If we go to molecules, there's different options available, and from an engineering point of view, we have a completely new tool. We can produce hydrogen, which has, of course, its benefits in storage and also distribution. And this hydrogen, at the end of the day, the efficiency is quite similar. Actually, my colleague in the past know what this number means. The second option here is a fuel cell EV, but we could also substitute here with an internal combustion engine running on hydrogen. So we take the primary energy, we perform the electrolysis, there we already lose about 30% of the primary energy. We need to compress hydrogen, maybe even cool it, distribute it, refuel the vehicle, and then we use it in the fuel cell or in the ICE. Again, about 50% efficiency, at least peak efficiency, and then we get to a total efficiency of somewhere between 20 and 30%.
Director General, SAE India. On this occasion, we wanted to call for a conference, multimodal mobility ecosystem, which our country requires now. I'm very happy to introduce the executive.
Good afternoon. Again, my name is Srinath. I have the privilege of being the SAE International President and Board Chair for 2022. It's especially fun and great for me to be here because I was born in this country and I was raised here and I had my engineering degree here before I moved abroad, and I've been here throughout my life both on professional and personal capacities. A couple of points I would like to make is SAE International and SAE India have a seamless and very tight relationship. We help each other doing what we do, which is to make sustainable mobility possible everywhere around the world. And the last point I would like to touch on is on the theme we talked about multimodal ecosystem. That's very important. If you think about the various sectors, cars, planes, buses, trucks, and so on and so forth, over the years, each one faced slightly different or sometimes substantially different challenges. Now, the technical challenges together. It's extraordinary time, probably one of the most challenging technological challenges we have in 100 years. So SAE India, SAE International are uniquely placed to actually look across all the sectors so that we can leverage.
Aerospace also, European Space Agency, American Space Agency, they have a target by 2050. Unfortunately, you cannot electrify the airplane immediately. So they have started electrifying the subsystems so that you consume the less number. For example, landing gear. I work for a company, French company, Safran. Once you touch down the runway, you cut off the engine fuel. To come to the gate, it uses electric energy. So we fitted an electric motor. This was successfully launched in the European aircrafts. And A321 is a very famous model, 320 and 321. Almost around 5 to 6% of the world population of aircraft has been fitted and tested. Because in the aircraft, you need to spend a lot of money in test and qualification. Progressively, it's happening. One more question.
Startups that are looking at electrifying the planes. They are right now looking at the short haul because that's really where battery electric can be effective. They're looking at hybrid, of course. There's a lot of work being done on drones and heavy drones as well, even as transportation. It's very early stage, but innovations for the future. And the last thing I'll mention is there's quite a bit of work being done on hydrogen, to think of hydrogen fuel cell, because there's a thought that for the long-range planes, maybe hydrogen fuel cell would be the better solution. All these are preliminary, but there's, it starts with startups, and then innovation just keeps building.
Yeah.
Just also want to add, in India itself, we are working on biofuels as an
True, that's a good point.
all the talks that you heard were on electric mobility, but it doesn't mean that we have left other alternate solutions. First and foremost is our energy security is an important subject, and we are therefore deploying all those possible solutions in utilizing biofuels. We are quite rich in biofuel generation. So at this moment, ethanol, biodiesel blending is one possible way in which this can directly make an impact on reducing our fossil fuel base. The second is we are very rich in solar energy content, and that directly can be utilized in electrification by creating small energy parks. It involves a larger interest of the society as well as the local governments to be engaged into it. The third is, of course, very well established fuels like CNG, LPG, and forthcoming is LNG, liquefied natural gas. There are pipelines which are laid across longer sections of the country, which are serving very good. And in fact, I am working with the government on enabling these energy options to be very, very focused on reducing the carbon footprint. That's a major step forward. And the last is obviously wind energy, which is also available. And all these leading to generation of green electrification program. So that's the roadmap.
Can we take a question from online audience? Go ahead, please.
Earlier, SAE, Society for Automotive Engineers, we are a 25-year-old organization. In last 25 years have contributed immensely towards development of technology in these 4 areas which I mentioned. We are headquartered at Chennai, and we have our 4 sections. One is in north in Delhi, and it's called Northern Section. The other one in west, where actually SAE was in fact born. It was born at the organization which I served, that is ARAI, in Pune and Bangalore. We also have a huge network of professional members, student members, faculty members, and mentors, and curated this conference with the theme of sustainable mobility, multimodal mobility, which is in need of that. Thank you.
Sectors and helping others learn and grow. Okay, so I
positioned in the technology front. Most of the R&D and technology development, IT, for mobility industry is done in Bangalore. We are very happy to host this conference in Bangalore, inviting technocrats from all over the world, and several technical papers has been presented, and this will continue. We are once again happy to welcome you for this event.
Almost 530 abstracts on the technical side. We are hosting around 42 plenary speakers, 2 fireside chats, and then also we also have curated a new program called Tech High. This is for the startups. We want to promote innovation and entrepreneurship as part of SAE India. So since as a student member, I have come across all the stages of being myself an entrepreneur and starting focus group, I feel a strong need that India needs a lot of mobility startups, and in that direction, we have curated this program called Tech High, a platform that could help startup companies to have mentoring, motivation, and more important is the marketplace. So this conference is also the first conference on sustainable multimodal mobility ecosystem, and we have ensured that the whole conference has lived through the sustainable practices. You could see no lights across any tables as part of it. And also the mementos what we are giving is we are planting 250 trees as part of the conference and promote a greener planet in this country. So thank you.
In my presentation, I have talked about where are we today. We are talking about
these specific issues, how the technology can be enabling it, how the cities can adopt those models, and also educating the customers, nudging those customers to come forward, utilize those services in much greener manner. You know, we are so much used to our comfort zone of just taking out our vehicle and moving wherever. So this is one of those objectives of such conferences, to reach out to larger crowds, larger citizen engagements, and enable them to think green. So that's one direction in which the conference is aimed. The other is obviously the technologies that would go, which are required to be adopted, not just in vehicle making, but also data exchange that is required. Automation, you mentioned about how it can be automated. Information technology is a key these days. Electing these solutions and putting it all together in the form of a recommendation.